This video is made for adult collectors because something badassatron joke. All right, I haven't actually seen the cast together, so let's get Megatron, Sentinel Prime, Optimus Prime with his loose ass shoulders, and yeah, that works. That looks good. I cannot wait for Elita to come out at the end of this year for some reason. Why, I don't know. There's the mainline one. I was content with the mainline one for a while. I liked it even though the proportions and details are a little bit off. Then they announced the Studio Series one and it looked like this. This render really does suck. I don't know what software they're using to do their renders now because they're clearly different, but they don't look great. This makes the toy look a bit pudgy in the face and fat in the torso, but in hand, it actually is probably the most accurate of the Transformers 1 figures, at least the Deluxes. This is Transformers 1 A-Level B127. A-Level basically is a line of recognizable characters that will sit on shelves for way longer than regular figures, and they'll be shipping out more than regular figures, so you will see these a lot. This thing in person looks so accurate. Obviously, it's not 100%, some of the proportions are slightly off still, and the lower legs look a tiny bit flat. But everything else is super well done. I love the level of detail and the colors. They're using that goldish yellow plastic to simulate the gold color in the film without actually painting it gold, which it works. I mean, I would have preferred it painted, but this won't scratch. The first thing that I took issue with on that render though was the chest section looked like it stuck out a bit too far. But here, it actually sits super flush to the body, making it look more like the film. And then the face. The other issue I had with the render is that you can see the sculpt casting shadow on the face and it makes him look like he's puffing his cheeks out. But in person, the sculpt is there, but the shadows don't hit it nearly as hard, and the silver paint really does help. Does a very good job of hiding that away, and it's such a non-issue in person. Actually, the head sculpt I think is perfect. I just wish he had an expression other than neutral. I really like how the lower legs are made up of the car bits. Unlike the mainline one where they just sort of combiner wars the vehicle out, these actually fold the entire back half of the car onto itself to make the layers of the leg and the shaping work. It's really simple but super clever. And the feet, he's got big old stompers with no heels, but the lack of heel is not a detriment to the toy. He still stands perfectly fine because they have these little fold out flat sections here underneath that keep the toy balanced while also being hidden. It's a really cool way of getting around that. The back is also very clean and extremely accurate. It surprised me a lot. I thought there was going to be more of the car hanging out here, but no, it's just the window bit like in the movie. He comes with a bunch of stuff, 2 guns, 2 knife hands, and a tracker gun. The tracker gun I will give to Prime, though my Prime is straight up started dying. I don't touch this thing at all, and it's just falling apart. And the 2 other blasters can go onto his arms, though I really wish the swords could be mounted without the guns. I bet this was a concept thing, because I bet the art they were sent only had him with guns and blades at the same time, and so they didn't know, and they didn't find out till the trailer, and it was too late to change or something. There's got to be a reason, right? That's why I'm giving this pseudo explanation, even though I don't know. I could ask, but I'm not gonna bother. He isn't tall, coming in at around the height of the mainline one, just a little bit shorter, but he feels dense. The plastic feels really nice and solid. Nothing wants to come untabbed and nothing is loose. Also, the weapons all store on his back, and that kind of looks like a jetpack a little bit. So this Bumblebee has some pretty nice posing, though it does a similar thing to Night Prime in the legs, where I wish the hips could go a little bit higher and the knees are slightly too high up. But other than that, I think it's pretty fine. It's a little bit nicer than this. Because just to refresh our memory, head, ball joint, shoulders, ball joint, bicep swivel, ball joint, 90-degree elbow, waist, hip ball joints, thigh rotation, knee bend, and then nothing at the ankle, and that's coming apart. So it's not terrible, this thing, but this is better. You've got, your head is on a ball joint. I wish it could tilt a little bit more, but you can do a full 360 degrees. You can look up a little bit, you can look down a little bit. Shoulders are on much nicer feeling ball joints, and they can go out that far. You can also shift them up and down if you want to. You have your bicep rotation. You have 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. The wrists can do that. It's more for transformation, but they can do that. You do have your waist joint. The hips, they can go forward, they can go back, they can go in and out, again, on a much nicer feeling ball joint. You have your thigh rotation. You have your knee bend, which, like I said, bends a little bit high up, so it's a bit strange. And then your ankles can go down, they can't go up, and he does have ankle tilt. Now, normally I don't like downward only ankle motion, but for some reason I find it really interesting getting him into poses that just kind of look like this. Like you can do that, and boom, that works. And I don't know, he's the only figure I think that this feels natural to because of how large his feet are and how it still sort of looks like it meshes with the rest of the figure when you start doing that. It's kind of neat. Also, I do want to talk about this a little bit quickly, going on a little tangent here. As you can see, the shoulders have died. They don't work anymore. I don't understand. They're so loose now, and this just does not stay tabbed in anymore. Like, I'll give it a good squeeze and it takes no effort to come out, and this has gotten a little bit looser. So I might need to buy another one of these, because like, that's ridiculous. So yeah, this Bumblebee is quickly becoming my favorite Bumblebee to mess with. I like how the robot looks, plays, and feels. So does the car hold up to those same standards? I just bent my pinky in the wrong direction. It really hurt. So this transformation is really fun to do. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be a little annoying because this one is a little annoying. So I thought this was going to borrow a lot from that. It borrows nothing from the mainline one at all. So that's very nice. And like the transformation, before we get into it, it leads to this really clean robot. It still surprises me. Anyways, to start with, what we're going to do is rotate the head 180 degrees. And we're going to take this back section here, open it up. You're going to bring out this piece right there. Then you're going to take this front section, flip it up, and then fold this panel in and bring this down. Now, this was a little annoying to try and figure out at first because I was like, why is nothing lining up? I was like trying to shift this, I was trying to shift this, and nothing was working. You have to really push on this till it clicks, and then that lines everything up. And it's not like it's hard to get out. It just makes a really loud click, and it's kind of hard to get in. There we go. I have to use 2 thumbs, but now it's in place. Then we are going to take the arms and just sort of bring them up on this double hinge armature. Not all the way, but just bring them up and out of the way. Take this panel at the front here, open it up, fold the hands in. I really like this, and I kind of hope more Transformers use this hand hiding feature at some point because it just uses the elbow joint as a flap. I think that's awesome. Then you rotate the arms 90 degrees. Now we're going to work on the legs. The legs are where like all the interesting stuff happens. So you want to peg them together, and they peg together here and at the feet. Then you fold up the heels. That one's already folded itself away. You bring this section down, and then you want to take back here and pull these out, and this is all going to rotate down and then tab into place here and come undone and tab into place here at the back. Also, there's the customer service. Where's the focus up there? There's the customer service stamp. Once you get all that done, you take this and you fold it down, and then you fold up the torso and then peg that into place to create that uniform stripe and to get everything lined up. And then you want to bring this and shift it in. There are these tabs right here that are going to go into slots in the arms. So you get that nice and tabbed into place. And then you want to just sort of squeeze everything because these are going to tab into here. So you just line everything up until it slots in. Now, one thing I noticed is when you're pegging the arms into place, you want to get the arms in, it's going to split this. Then you just peg it together. I don't know why it does that, but it does that. But it's not like it's going to fall apart. It just goes right back together. It is just a funky little thing in the transformation. But that's it. That is getting him into alt mode. It's very fun to flip back and forth. I love doing this leg thing where they fold up and then fill out while also like not having giant things stick out of the back. I think it's great. I like this a lot. It's fun. That is a very clever transformation that leaves us with this shape on wheels. It's a cool shape, but it's the best way I can describe it is as a shape. I like how it's like got this massive black stripe going from the front all the way to the back. It feels like a windshield even though there isn't one on this. The way they got the side shaping here is super cool too, though you can see like right through it. I know that's gonna bug some people. It doesn't bother me that much, but I know some people are not gonna like that gap that's sitting there. I would compare it to the mainline one, but that one's arms keep falling off and I couldn't be bothered. All the weapons can store in this mode too, which is nice. Oh, and he's got pinned wheels, which means he rolls well. That was the thing my dad noticed when I handed it to him. I was like, here. And he started rolling it on his mouse mat. And he's like, wow, this rolls really well. I like this a lot. It ticks pretty much all the boxes for me and has shot up to being my favorite of the Transformers 1 Deluxes so far. I think it's worth getting. It feels nice. It plays nice. It's pretty clever. And it's solid. And it's A-level. So he will be everywhere and probably hit several sales over the course of his shelf life. But that has been my look at Transformers 1 B127 from Studio Series. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.